Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is KairoS, and welcome back to Naval Action, Rags to Riches. Last episode we purchased this Mercury, and she's going to be our trade hunting ship. The Mercury is actually a pretty good little vessel. In fact, she's extremely maneuverable, relatively quick, and even though this one's built out of oak, which is pretty much the dodgiest wood you can use in the game, we have excellent port bonuses on this particular vessel, because it was crafted by a player. We have a strong rig, which is good. We've set her up with 6-pound medium guns. She has hull, rig, repairs, and rum loaded up. And she is ready to go and hunt down some traders. That's going to be the whole point of this episode, is going out into the open world and looking for some trade ships to capture and bring back to port so we can get our economy up and running. This is going to be a relatively good ship to do that in. That speed is more than enough to catch trader brigs. But before we do anything like that, we need to make sure we've got our perks selected. And I have done that. We've got our perks all set up here. Just wanted to quickly go over this with you, however. So once you level up, once you're done with your tutorials, the first thing you should do before you do any combat is come up here, check your perks, and you should see these 4 slots should be empty, and we should have the sextant already selected. I would recommend keeping the sextant because it really does help find your way around the map. You won't know where you are without it. So keep the sextant, and then you'll have 4 slots empty here, which you can fill out, and you should have 8 points left to spend. This is the build I've gone for, and this is actually the build I always use when I'm out and about looking for battles, looking for things to sink, both for AI and players. Expert Carpenter, this is going to help your repair, 4+ repair percentage, and that's really good if you can get it, if you can afford it, and I would recommend you make that your first priority. Of course, it only works if you're actually carrying hull repairs, so make sure you have those in your ship before you leave, but this is probably one of the best perks in the game. I recommend you take Expert Carpenter. Determined Defender is a favorite as well. You could probably swap this out for something else if you think you can avoid players, because the AI doesn't seem to board you much. I think I have been boarded by by AI once in a while and attacked, but generally speaking, they leave you alone. This is really a PvP perk. So you could probably get away with swapping this out for, say, fishing or something like that if you wanted to just sink AI. But Determined Defender is an excellent perk, and it will mean that enemies cannot board you unless they have 25% more crew. Very, very excellent perk. Now, a lot of people would suggest taking Double Shot. I don't like Double Shot. I find that it really doesn't make much difference, and I'm always forgetting to load it. So I prefer Prepared. Prepared would be my sort of combat perk of choice when it comes to actually battles. Having this ready to go, these guns ready to go, is actually really nice if you're hunting trade ships, because you can get a broadside in nice and early. You can shred their sails with chain before they have a chance to get away. So I would recommend having Prepared, and I would prioritize it over, say, Double Shot or Double Charge. But that's just my opinion. This one, however, I don't think this is beyond contestation. This one is probably one of the most important perks you can have for any build. Hold optimization is absolutely essential if you're trading, and it's good to have if you're hunting, because you have 20% more hold space. So 20% hold space means more goodies that you can carry. If you're commerce raiding, you can now fit more cargo that you could steal from AI or other players. If you're trading, this will increase how much you can trade. So that is my build. You can mix this up if you like, experiment, find your own way, but I would recommend go with this for your perks. So now that that's out of the way, I guess we can head out. I haven't got any upgrades on this ship because I don't want to waste money on a oak Mercury, but if we find any upgrades out there on the open world, we can always stick them on. I think this ship is going to be more than good enough for what we need her for. So let's head out into the open world and see if we can find some trader brigs to capture. we're sailing along more or less southwest, more or less, and looking for trade ships still. Now, when you are out looking for AI, it's important to note that friendly ports will spawn friendly NPCs, and enemy ports will spawn enemy NPCs. Neutral ports will spawn a mix of everything. So if you're in an area which is entirely, like up here, you won't find many enemies because many enemy AI, because these are all American ports. So you have to come down here to look for potential enemies to attack. So we have here some pirate Cerberus. We have some frigates, or a frigate and something else as well. So this one has a consort, an escort. But here, look, we have a battle going on here. Enemy player, that's not good. Gonna have to tack away. Now we should be okay because that is that's an Endymion. Might be able to run us down actually. So we should probably tack away, take advantage of this ship's sailing profile. So Le Grand Ventre, one of ours. That's one of ours too. Yeah, it looks like we're in the middle of a battle here. This port is being contested. As you can see here on the map, Savannah is currently being contested between pirates and United States. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a dash for this wind boost here. That Endymion doesn't seem interested in us. And this is what I was talking about an episode or two ago. If you're small enough, you'll tend to be ignored by larger ships. That guy's just gone off the horizon, disappeared. So that is our first enemy player, I think, for the series. No sign of trade ships yet. So I'm thinking this might not be the wisest place to be pottering around. We may have to go for the long haul. I'm going to, I think, go across the Atlantic here. Just go out into the Atlantic Ocean. Take the long way around and head down into the Bahamas, the Grand Bahamas area here. We have friendly ports. I can establish an outpost, one of these 3 friendly ports. We have pirate ports. We have Russian Empire. We have the British down here. So there's plenty of AI will be spawning in here, and this will be a shallow water sort of area. So we'll hopefully be much safer there than we are here with all these big tanky frigates running around. But that just goes to show how quickly you can go from just, sail clubbing one moment to running for your life the next. Fortunately for us, those pirates don't seem to be particularly interested in us right now. So we'll just grab this wind boost and I'll cut the episode here. This is a really good one, actually, 62%. So that'll hopefully get us out into deep waters and away to safety. And then we'll just head in a general sort of southerly, southeasterly maybe direction. We'll head to sort of the Walker's Key, and I'm pretty sure we won't have any more trouble if we stay away from the coast. So I have set up a outpost up there, just you can see the tower in the distance, at West End, which looks like it's a bit of a trade hub. Some good wares in there to purchase later. So we'll probably keep that outpost. And now I think I'm just going to potter around here looking for trade ships in this area. We do have to be careful of players, of course, and I'm actually going to just, seeing as we have the wind in our favor at the moment, I'm going to actually veer off to the west and just grab that wind boost as well. It's good to be boosted if you can, because, obviously that speed will help you get around faster, and more importantly, if there's a player in the area, chances are they're wind boosted as well, and they'll run you down real easy if they have a wind boost activated and you do not. So you're just going to scan the horizon, look for potential AI to sink, and look out for players. If you do see one, the first thing you want to do is check where the wind is going. In this case, it's going west. You want to keep an eye on that and always have an escape plan, right? So right now the wind is going west, so we don't want too much land in our way to the west if we do have to run away in that direction. We want to be prepared in case there's a player waiting at the wind boost to gank us, which is a common tactic they use. this ship is quite slow for its class. I mean, you can get these up a couple of knots faster than this. So we're not going to be running away very easily. As a matter of fact, if we do get attacked, our best bet is probably to fight, because we do have the maneuverability. Anyhow, doesn't seem to be much out there at the moment. It's fairly empty. I'm wondering if the players have already taken all the trade ships. They do respawn, but you know, I'm hoping that this isn't... I just have a bad feeling about this area now that I'm here. I actually did see a player cutter zipping past on the way. Obviously not interested in me. It was probably just a trader cutter, but yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled. The plan is just to zigzag around this area here, the Grand Bahamas, and keep ourselves boosted. There we go. We'll head back now. We'll have to think about the wind. We're going to lose the wind in a minute, so we'll head northeast for now. And I think there'll probably be something around Walker's Key, Turtle Key, for us to sink. So we'll head in that area and see what we can find. We're starting to lose the wind here, but we have found what we're looking for: Trader's Snows, 2 of them. And these are enemy AI. And in fact, this is ideal because they're pretty close to these towers here, these fortifications. And this is a United States port, so if we do get attacked by a player here, these towers aren't just for show. They will fire back, and they will fire devastating volleys of cannon at these at the enemy players. But I just got to concentrate here for a moment. We're going to get in position to attack this, and when you actually tag, you should think about where you're positioning yourself. So we're going to come up alongside this one, but we're going to angle a bit so we don't get a direct broadside. That should be about right. There we go. And we should spawn in more or less at that angle. All right, here we are. We want to quickly load chain on that side, just in time. Ow. And this is going to be our first proper battle. So what we want to do here is I've got chain loaded thanks to our perk. We're just going to wait for her to drop her sails. She's going to give us a broadside. Deep power, can't see through the smoke. That'll do. Yep, beautiful. Shock. So obviously we want to board and not destroy this ship. I'm actually not very experienced using the Mercury. I don't use it a lot. So I hope you'll excuse me if my manual sailing is a little lacking. Not that you need a great deal of skill when it comes to sailing against a trade ship like this. This AI will just basically find its best point of sail and skedaddle. It won't turn and fight, but it will fire back if it gets if we come alongside, it will fire at us, but it will just keep running. So the AI is pretty predictable. Trade ships will just run. Now we want to make sure that we're coming with the wind to in this case, to our starboard. We want to make sure we get the wind shadow on her. If we came on the port side, she would, and I've loaded, yeah, there we go, we've got ball on that side, that's good. So we should, here, once we get to about here, she'll start slowing down because of our wind shadow, and we need to hit boarding. The convergence for 100 meters, fire. My inexperience with this ship is starting to show. We may have overshot that a little bit. Let's see if we can cut her off. Yep. Took her mast down. Hopefully that will slow her down enough to board. Come on, guys. Got it. Hold down G. And here we go. Our first boarding action. We won't load Grape Shot yet because she's barely damaged. You can see how tough these snows are. But that worked out pretty well, I feel. Let's get the men off this side. Now there's an art to this, but I'm not going to worry about explaining it right now. That's for another video, but just watch what I do, you'll get the idea. We're going to stay braced for now. Let's fire. Kill 3 crew. So they follow a pattern. They should fire off their deck guns first and then throw grenades at us. Again, the predictability of AI. They really need to mix that up a little bit, so make it a little bit more challenging. And they won't attack unless they outnumber you. So you don't need to worry about them charging you with this little game of scissors, paper, rock. So let's attack now. They braced. Yep, so we've taken out 13. They've got 10. Now we need to be careful because they've got Marines and we do not. Need to be well aware of that. Brace. Hopefully that's a little bit more amusing to see. Sorry, I can't make that any smaller. Boarding in this game is not necessarily the most interesting part. I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to let them fire off their broadside, which they should do now. Brace. Yep, good. Should be able to get another volley in soon. I'll probably attack in a minute. Attack. Good, we got shock. That we did well. Fire. Killed another crewman. We'll fire deck gun this time. Fire deck gun. They defended. Good, that's good. Now we have to brace because our preparation is low, so this is, the fight's nearly done. We're going to win this one, but again, I want to play it safe because this ship, it's going to take time to replace this ship if I do lose it through my own stupidity. They do have Marines. Brace. We're still reloading here. I forgot to take crew off the sails. That'll help. Okay. See, their preparation's much better than ours, even though their morale's dropping. So we'll just fire a volley. Just waiting for my preparation to rise up, so we don't get our asses handed to us next time we surge on board. Could probably attack now, but we're going to wait. Let them fire their deck guns if they do. No. I think they've already fired them off. Give it another volley of ball here. See if we can kill a couple more crewmen. I think we can attack now. We've got much better preparation, much greater morale. They've only got 20 men left. This should be it. And I probably could have taken them earlier than that, but I'm playing it really safe with this one. Oops, missed the attack. Wasn't concentrating. So you've got to be careful with that. So now what we'll do instead is try and feign an attack and go to fire deck gun. They defended, so we just killed another nearly 9 men, I think. Yeah, their morale's gone now, so they're done. Attack. And that's it. We have one snow captured, and we took off their mast there. So that was good. Their bowsprit. Just chopped it off when we turned in to board them. So let's see what kind of ship we got. Well, that's not a bad find. We found some seasoned white oak. And we'll actually move all of this over to this ship as well. Just so we're not weighed down. And we'll see what kind of ship we've got. Well, Bermuda Cedar White. That's not terrible, actually. It's not great, but it's not terrible. We've got some pretty good bonuses there as well. Sailing bonus. I think this is a ship worth having. We could have got a lot worse. You want speed, obviously, for trade ships. So if we wanted to sink this ship, we could do that. We could tick that off and it would sink it. Or we could change ship, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to swap crew. We're going to have to recrew when we get out of here. That should probably be enough. Maybe a few less, so I've got enough crew to man my Mercury. Lost quite a few men in that engagement. Confirm. And now we'll have an American flag on this ship. And you can see we now have a ship in our fleet. We can quit that now. Just exit battle, and you should have, as long as the flag's up there, you should have a ship captured and in your fleet. And I've managed to get us to Mangrove Key. We've put men, crew back in these ships, and this is our trader's snow. We should be able to carry, if we set it as our main, we could carry 1,080 units of cargo now. And there she is. We have succeeded in our little objective of capturing ourselves a trader. It's as simple as that. And you just rinse and repeat. If you get a terrible ship, you can sink it, take the goods. This here, if we can get this cargo back to a friendly port, this will sell for a good, pretty penny. And because we're not necessarily going to be doing crafting in this particular series, I might deal with that in another series down the line. But this particular captain is not going to be crafting. We can afford to sell this, and we don't need to store it up. So that's going to make us quite wealthy quite quickly if we keep that up. So I think that's a very successful outcome. We just need to make sure we actually manage to get back to a more busy port, so we can actually sell these this booty here. And of course, trade is something we're going to have to talk about probably in the next couple of episodes. Once we get ourselves established, I might try and capture maybe one more trade ship, and then we will have to get into some proper trading. But that was very successful, and we actually did hopefully make some... No, sorry, I had to reload, that's right. But yeah, we made some money and got some experience for that battle as well, but not nearly as much as you would if you'd sunk the ship. So if you capture the ship, you won't get as much experience from the battle, but that's fine. This is actually a pretty good ship to have. I'm happy with the Bermuda Cedar White. That's not a bad little build to have for this Trader's Snow here. So I hope that was at least moderately entertaining. I thought that was quite successful. This has been KairoS, and I will see you all in the next episode.